another episode of Be Inspired Podcast where we're inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve. So, I have another phenomenal guest on here, but before we get into it, right? Imagine being lost without purpose, going somewhere where you're not sure you belong there, being lost, going to a job and still feeling like something is missing. Well, I have someone that could guide you to that purpose or help you fill that thing that you feel is missing. And her name's Henri, and she's a life coach. She's a co-creator. She was in marketing, created a platform. We met through Mind Valley. And I just wanted to bring her on here to share her story and inspire people to find purpose and transform their lives. So, Henri, tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into life coaching?
Well, I first want to thank you for asking me to be on here. It's been phenomenal to be asked, but also just to listen to how you guide others and open the space. I'm just very grateful.
Welcome.
And as for me, aside from what you just said, I was in marketing and I was, let's call it a state of numbing. It was just a state of numbness of in survival. So when you look so good on the outside, it looks like you have everything together, you have a good job, you have the good income, you have a good, family, everything. But on the inside, I think there's just this space where we work so hard and we become so molded by external things that you wake up one day and think, is this really me? Is this it? And I think it was a whole lifetime of checking off other people's boxes. So it was great, it looked great, college, job, continuously moving up. I mean, I am good at what I do, but it just wasn't soul led and it wasn't heartful. It was just ticking the boxes, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
And yeah, and that's kind of how I got to the point of finding Mind Valley. But it was just a journey of loving to create and not knowing how to use it and having external guidance rather than finding your own. And that was the journey of that led me to the catalyst of finding you and finding Mind Valley and finding this new lust for life and purpose driven life, I
I
guess.
see you show up more powerful. And I relate to what you said about success because many of us check the boxes. We go, get the degree, get everything. And you have the job and you have all the material things that everybody said you should have, but you still feel that emptiness inside. And I can definitely relate to what you're saying. That's 100%.
Yeah.
So, my next question for you is break it down. So, you're a life coach now, but say someone is sitting on the sideline and was just looking at, like, how did you get to that place? What would you tell them, or what advice would you give them?
Ooh, that's a good question. uh, well, I think it's that when you have that little voice inside of you, or there's something that you hear that says, there's more than this. And I think that's kind of what brings people to maybe this podcast or to the right environment. But it comes from this question or this internal voice of, is this what life is meant to be?
Mhm.
Is this everything that you can do? Or is this really the value that you're meant to bring to somebody else in the world? Was this written for you? And I had that little glimpse, and it was the pain and the problem was bigger than everything else. And eventually I got to ask that question, and then I invite anyone who feels this, if you have that question of, is my like what sure, there's so many questions I think I asked myself for that point, but it was, what's the worst that can happen? Things stay the same. And what's the best? Like, it could work. So why not try something different? And it actually boiled down to like three categories. And I've been trying to think about this of how to communicate this to my clients and how to communicate this to anybody who's wondering if this is the next step for them, is from possibility to permission to participation. And I think those are the three things that I always invite the clients to think about. Is this possible for you? And you get to choose. So it's that awareness of, I saw someone else have it, and now I'm asking, is it for me? And every problem can be solved. Everything is possible. So why can't it be possible for me?
Yeah.
And when you have that awareness, it comes to this, okay, well, now I'm going to choose power. Now I'm going to choose belief, because fear and faith have the same driver, and that is belief. So where are you driving? Where are you putting your belief into and all your energy into? And I chose faith. So I said, I'm going to give myself permission to believe that I'm allowed to have this, to believe that this is going to work, and to believe that there's more. So
Yeah.
then it grows to self-belief. And there's so many things underneath it as well. But once you kind of give yourself permission to know that you can create your life, and you no longer have to wait for life to happen to you, you get to decide how life happens for you. It's like this phenomenal crack in the system. And after that, it's just, are you willing to participate?
Mhm.
Are you willing to show up for yourself? Are you willing to make this decision and to make this your new reality? And even though there's a lot of flowers and things around these three seeds, I think those are the three core things of just believing is possible, giving yourself permission to create it, and then participating to make it happen. And yeah, so is your why and your desire stronger than your pain?
Yeah.
Because if it is, anything can be created. Something like that.
And I think it's just you breaking out the matrix, because while we're in the matrix, we're listening to everybody else, we're in the structure. But then you found out, oh, you could think differently, and then everything else opens up for you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And that's where the possibility is. If you know that you can create anything, choose anything, then oh my goodness, everything breaks open. And
Hello, Moto.
That
hello, Mutu.
shouldn't be in here anyway. Sorry.
That's okay. What I was gonna say is, once you realize that the cage you're living in is built from your thoughts and your belief system, I think that awareness is it. Then you
Yeah.
also understand you can break it and open that cage.
So, what is the biggest lesson you have learned since starting your coaching business?
Ooh. Um,
I feel like I'm putting you on the spot a lot.
it's okay. No, I love these questions. It's just I want to answer intentionally. I don't want to just throw out the first thing that comes to mind. But there are just so many lessons. Um, I think so. There's two things I think believe
Okay.
is that you, maybe it's just with starting a business on its own and just entrepreneurship, but you get to decide what success is. You get to choose what something looks like, what it means to be successful. There's, again, no external drivers unless you choose to compare and you choose to never reach anything. But you're the one that can say, this is how it's going to be. This is what you're trying to create. This is about. Oh, that might change the answer, but it's just, you choose what success is. And I think once that door is gone, it goes to coaching in general. It's a conversation, and it's about, so I'm sorry, I'm going from business and now we're going to coaching. It's just a conversation, and it's all about being present for that person. It's being, are you willing to share and to give and to create awareness and enlightenment for somebody else? Um, I think that's what it is. It's not about telling somebody what to do next. It's about talking to them and letting them know that they have every single resource within themselves. You, as a coach, get to have this superpower of unlocking that inner power within them and to letting them know that not only do you have the tools, you know how to use them. All we're doing is kind of clearing all the dust so you can see it. And I may lead you to the door, but you have the key. You have always had the key. And that is something I love about coaching because we don't go in knowing all the answers. We don't go in having all the knowledge. We go in with this guidance, this trust, this co-creation. And that is so beautiful that why not continue and do that all the time? And if you can help someone, why not jump in?
I like that. Because the most powerful coaching is the one where you let the you facilitate the powerful conversation and you let the client lead you and lead you where they want to go. Those are the best ones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful when you see a client get that aha moment of where it's something that they discovered for themselves that they're just like, wait a second, I am powerful, I am empowered, I get to do this, I get to choose, and I've always known, which means I can continue to know and make the right decisions moving forward. Hold up. Let's go. Let's have another conversation so I can do this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels good.
So, what advice would you give to new coaches that have the fear of imposter syndrome or believing that they need experience, or they have to have it all together in order to be a coach?
Oof, that is a great question. Well, if you wait for the right time, it's never going to show up. I think that's number one. And when you feel you're ready, I feel like it might be too late. But with coaching, it's not about how much information, how much experience you have. Yes, it can help and it gives you a nice degree, but it's about, can you be present for somebody else? Can you listen to them? Can you help them? It's You're a human. Every human goes through all of these experiences. And what I like to say is that every event we go through is a star, right? And we need to be able to be in the night sky to build a constellation, to shine light on somebody else. And each of us have our own story.
Mhm.
And you don't need all of this teachings. You just need to yourself and your lessons and how you've grown and how you've done something to help facilitate for somebody else. Because we're all connected in some shape or form. And you do not need to go through exactly what they've gone through. You just have to have a belief that they can find the answer for them. They are powerful enough, and you're just going to help guide them, keep them in a safe space so they can discover it. Um, and imposter syndrome, as you've known that, so our coach, Ajit Nawalka, said that imposter syndrome is basically a balanced beam of competence and confidence. And once you have that, because you have life, you are showing up. Everyone is just powerful in their own way. There's absolutely no need for imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So it's about it's about the other person. It's not about you trying to validate or authenticate why you get to show up.
That's nice. I like that. It's about the other person because that message has resonated so much this year. It's not about you. It's all about the lives you can touch, you know.
Yeah.
So I like that. Tell me, Henri, what's been the most challenging part of being a life coach for you?
Hmm. Huh. I don't know. Uh, I think it was honestly getting over that, understanding competence and confidence. situation, because we all have it. I mean, everyone's human, and we do go into it with that. But I think it's mm, for me. It was defining what success would be for me.
Yeah.
I was so busy comparing to other people of how to make money quicker, how to grow your business, what are you supposed to focus on, one thing, three things, how to build a structure. I got so caught up in the busy work, I forgot it was just about the conversation. So I think that's what it was for me, which you reminded me of actually, um, is that because of my history of the work I've done and the environment I've been around, and I've worked with like multiple PhD, like, people literally have 3 or 4 PhDs, and um, it was all about credentials and having a complicated system to show your worth. But the thing is, it's all about being authentic, being present, and talking to the person across the room, the table, the screen, and you don't need all of that. So I think that's what it was, just to realize again, it's about the person, it's not about the credentials.
So about the person, you definitely have to be there 100% present, you know, make them feel heard, or not make them feel heard, but be there and have them know that you're listening. Because we go through life and people tell us what to do, who we are, every day. Every day, you're this person, you're that person, you're not good at this, not good at that, and we create our identities around it. And I was talking to someone, and they were just like, "Yeah, I'm bad. I'm not a good student. I'm not this." And I'm like, "Well, that's what everybody else told you all your life. What do you want your life to be? Who are you, and what do you want?" You know, because that's the most powerful thing, like not taking on everybody else's identity or opinion of you, because that's what it is, someone's opinion of you. So that's interesting. I'm glad you said that, just being fully present.
I like what you said now too, because we get to, again, as coaches, go there and ask them, and ask anybody, this feeling that you're feeling, do you want this to be your default? And it's not just asking the question, is it true? Do you want it to be true for you?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be true for you that you're a bad student? And what even is that? Because you're the student, you get to learn. It's your information, it's your transformation, it's your application, everything. How you are as a student has nothing to do with the person giving you the information, because you have the power to transform it into something. But that question in general of just, again, do I want to live in this feeling? Do I want to be in this state? And do I want this to be true for me? And that then can be the catalyst for change.
So we talked about you coaching, we talked about a little bit about your marketing history. So what has been one of the lowest moments in your life?
Ooh. In my life or in this journey?
Journey in your life, whichever one you feel comfortable sharing.
Hmm. Honestly, it was that shell before this journey started. It it may not have looked like it should, because I've had a very interesting past, and like broken arms, brain aneurysm. I've gone to the ICU, ER, one for 10 years straight. Every year I went to the ER for things that were not related. I just, broke a sacred mirror in my previous life. But none of that compared to that emptiness that I felt before I decided to do this, because it was just this awful empty shell of people, that this environment that I allowed myself to be in, the people around. me that I allowed myself to be around with, that again, as we all feel, told me, what a woman is supposed to be, what a professional woman is supposed to be, what she earns, what she does, how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to show up for somebody else, who to be in a relationship, who to just be in it was just awful. And it was, at the end, it was just this empty cracked shell. And I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, essentially. And that's when things started to change. But it was just this moment of literally, I don't care what happens, because nothing can be worse than this. And that helped me step into the next thing, and then slowly got that juice back. But it's, yeah, no purpose, no impact, no contribution, nothing. It was just survival mode and numbing, so you don't feel the pain, that you don't know anything. And that's why I'm so grateful for this journey, which I guess started in October, November of last year. And also why I told Regan Hillier that she saved my life. Yeah. Because I found her mind work, her rewiring mindset, then in neuroplasticity and manifesting. And there's science behind everything, which is phenomenal, but it's basically action-oriented dreaming. And since I had nothing else, I just figured, why not give it a try? And here we are.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting that once you start taking those little steps, that it just starts compounding and it starts going faster and faster, and before you know it, you're just like way down the road, and you can't even realize that recognize the person that you left behind.
100%. Yo, when you compound, they're not kidding. It compounds. It just accelerates everything. And it's the what you choose to focus on expands, right? So it's about finding that little things to be grateful for, doing the little action, or choosing to see the butterfly in the city, or choosing to see the good, not the bad. And honestly, not even looking at a glass and seeing it as half full or half empty, like a pessimist and what's a pessimist and a
Optimist.
Optimist, that's the one. But seeing that there's a glass of water, and then asking, what are we going to do with this water? We can hydrate someone, we can do a flower, we can clean something. And that's an opportunist. That is us as coaches, number 3. But yeah, once you have that ripple effect, it expands, it continues, and it just, it accelerates, and it's true.
The opportunist, and the one that just takes the glass and be like, no, it's no glass, just do it.
You're like, what is this conversation? There's no glass. That's called my dad. I was kidding.
So what are some books that you have read that got you to where you are today?
Oh, I have clear answer for this. The first one that transformed everything was The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. I cannot recommend that one enough, because he talks about the golden thread of your genius zone, because we have the incompetent, the competent, the exceptional, and the genius zone. So 4 zones. And when you get to your genius, that is essentially what that peak state, that happy state is. And so that's number 1.
Okay.
And number 2 is Disrupt Her by Miki Agrawal. So she's also a Mindvalley author, actually, but it really, really resonated with me, and kind of this whole new mind construct, this new everything. But if we'll just start with The Big Leap. If that one is phenomenal, and then you do The Big Leap year, where every single day Gay Hendricks give you this mindset question to think and reframe, and I cannot recommend those enough.
That's an interesting one. They sound like, I have never heard of that one, The Big Leap. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh yes, do it. He has so many fantastic books, but that's number 1. Yeah.
And I never heard it on here too, so you're the first one that shared that book. So
yay. Gay Hendricks, you're welcome. Not that he needs help. He's doing so well. Just phenomenal work.
So I just want to thank everyone that tuned in and also all the subscribers that's continuously subscribing. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Um, it's finally here. Quick break. We got our Be Inspired merch, So the link is below if you want to support the shows. We finally got some merch. So Be Inspired, elevate your life. Go ahead and click the link and get your shirts. So before I ask you the last few questions, I just wanted to share that with everybody that it's been a journey getting here. This is episode number 27. So we've been going 27 weeks straight strong, and we're just continuing to grow. And I appreciate you being on here. So, Henri, the next question I have for you is, what inspired you to create coaching and co-creation?
It actually happened without true intention. So coaching co-creation started with our coaching cohort and coaching getting certified. And honestly, the mindset behind everything was I wanted to create what I wish somebody would have created for me. And that was kind of the drive behind everything. So it never was meant to be this beautiful, oh my goodness, essence that it's grown into. It was just, I want more hours and I want to experience more people, learn more about their stories. So why not open pods so more people can coach and come and share insights, because none of us read something the same or see something the same. So I'm always curious how other people interpret something. And so that's just kind of how the pods happened. But then after we got certified, I didn't want to let it go. Everyone has been so phenomenal. And then it just kind of bloomed into this co-creation where we just continue to inspire and collect. And essentially now what it is, actually, it's not even something that I want, it already is. It's a space for coaches to come where you don't have to shrink to belong, where you don't have to worry, or you just belong automatically, and you get to go alongside all of us to grow at your own pace, your own time, and you get to tune in whenever, because we're never alone. Doesn't matter what we're going through, but we're not alone. And we don't know that until somebody else voices that. So when there's a space that has this safety, that has this genuine, we are here for each other, it's so easy to just be vulnerable and to speak. And that's kind of, so it evolved on its own. And it started with, again, I wanted more hours. I wanted to be inspired by people. So let's create this. And eventually it just transformed into the space for anyone to tune in wherever they are on their journey. And now it's just.
Now it's like a family that keeps on growing.
Yeah. And just continues to give. There's just so much everything that we can give to each other. And again, today we had another session, and just how one small thing can have a ripple effect into somebody else's life is phenomenal. So I love it.
So I was looking at the other screen. Not that I wasn't listening to you, but another question came in from our guests, right, that are watching. So one of the question, can one of you or both of you explain what initiates the finding of confidence when there's an identity crisis or conflict? Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh. What initiates confidence?
What initiates the finding of confidence when there's an identity crisis or conflict? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I guess it goes back to finding yourself. If there's an identity crisis, you got to find who you are. I think that's where it goes back to.
Yeah.
And then once you find who you are, then you could get the confidence to be who you are.
Yeah. I might challenge you a little bit on that, actually,
Okay.
because I mean, first, also to just define what is confidence. What does that mean for you? How do you
Mhm.
show up as a confident person? I think for me, the thing I found that is that you don't necessarily find who you are, you remember, because we have been caked on and plasticked. So it's in one of our calls, there was this beautiful, beautiful coach that said that each of us are gold. We are all gold, but because of society, because of everything else, there's this plastic around us, and we're covered. We're not who we are anymore. So essentially, we just need to remember how to break free out of this. And once you slowly start remember those little bits and pieces, you understand how to show up into a room like God sent you, to show up with your light because it could actually help somebody else. And within that identity crisis, if you can just tether it to some form of contribution or some form of seeing and understanding how two or three people in your lives are going to benefit from you showing up and you helping, it automatically has this internal ripple effect where you're just saying, all right, I'm just going to show up. I'm not sure who I am or what I was or who I'm meant to be just yet, but I'm starting to remember. And I know she's stronger than this. And I know I get to choose. So it's just with action, because clarity does not come from thought alone. Clarity comes from action and showing up. So I think it's I think it's that, just showing up as the person you wish you remember to be, that has the confidence, and then that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you hit the nail on the head. That was you summed it up correctly. I think that's the best way to put it. Like just taking the plug out the switch and unplugging from what everybody thinks, what everybody else thinks of you, and finding yourself.
Yeah. Because if you find your people, again, Dr. Seuss, those who mind don't matter.
Yeah.
And those who matter don't mind. And if you'll be surprised how many people around you are waiting for you to show up, just like your future self. But your community, your true tribe, like the ones that we have in our coaching and co-creation, they celebrate confidence and they are there for you if you're a little unsure, a little vulnerable, a little, you know, mm, then they just show up with the right words of it's about authenticity, it's about showing up and purity and giving. And if you have that, your identity slowly cracks open, shines, and the confidence is there without even realizing it.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things about the coaching and creation is just that you could see somebody go from having doubt in themselves to the next day just showing that they've grown. Like, for example, this one person that went on and we asked about making because we're a social media challenge. So she went and go ahead and create the video the next day just because we were able to help her and help her see like her language and her thought process. It was what was hindering her. So shout outs to her, kudos to her. Coaching and creation has been a blessing, to be honest, because we're able to, it's a safe space, no judgment, and you're able to bring your thoughts and your fears and let them go.
Yep.
So shout out to you, Henri. Good job.
Thank you. I'm still gonna say it's not my community, it's ours. It's no one person can create this thriving, evolving community. It's about each of us. And we each have a superpower. So I'm more grateful for everyone that's in the community and joining over time than anything else, because we all make it. It's not just one person. But I receive it. Thank you. I'll
Well, it couldn't start it without you, for sure.
Fair enough. I'm also going to thank Zoom for showing up when I needed it. But yeah,
Without the technical difficulties that we sometimes have.
yeah. Oh, it's all fun.
So, we're wrapping up a little bit. So, what's one thing you wanted me to talk about, but I didn't ask you the question to help you share it?
Hmm. I think I think we kind of covered it with the oh, okay. We kind of covered it with asking with the darkest part, but a recent universal test that keeps showing up is that I I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be right now. I'm genuinely in love with my life every day, which was the thing I manifested back in November. So I only show this side because why show another? And I continuously get um, messages, or no one knows the mud that I had to crawl through to get here, because I'm all about possibility and empowerment and showing who you can be and that future. And it's been very interesting for people to learn how dirty that mud was and how toxic it was. And it's not something that I've ever really, again, spoken about. So when I talk about something, they feel it's their journey, because a lot of us go through the same thing. But and we have spoken about this before. I'm still trying to find the balance between vulnerability and victimhood, because I don't like victimhood. Victimhood is why me, and vulnerability is me too. And one comes from a state of please validate so that I don't have to change, while one is I've gone through this. This is how I got through it. Do you want help? And I am still balancing it. And I don't know how to story tell into a way where it doesn't come from you don't understand what it was, because it was dark. It was bad. And there was a lot of things that friends and family don't know, and that's okay. But it's not about where you've been. It's about who you choose to be, where you want to go, who you want to help. Because for me, the only reason to look back is to see how far you've come. And yeah, so that the I actually understand what the person across the room is going through is it's there, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you know what? I also went to got this or had to go to the hospital for that. I it's not something I've spoken of, and maybe it's I don't know why. Yeah.
No, and I think it's mostly um, just you being able to. It's not about victim, and it's not solely about you, because we look at you today and you show up powerful. You've got the group, you got this, the you created groups, you've created so much. You are the light now. So it's not about you per se, it's mostly about all the lives that you could help get out of the dark place. Because someone may see you as the light now and can't relate to, okay, maybe if I message her, she's not going to answer because you seem like the brightest light ever. But if you could share your story and tell them where you've been, they could connect with it and they'll be able to reach out and know that you were once them. So it's not about you, it's about all the lives you could transform.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, it actually 100% does, because it's like you said, the so this is actually a story I've told and helped one of our coaches with, is that us as coaches, we can't be in the sunlight all the time, right? Us as humans, we can't be in the sunlight all the time. So it's actually good to go as just this more of a dim light into the darkness, so you again can be a star in the sky for somebody to look at, feel, relate to, and then when the sun comes up, you can take them with you into the daylight. And I just have not defined my constellation yet, but we each have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I was also afraid that if I go back, I can't come back out, which is not true.
Yes.
I do not want that to be true for me. I refuse. It's
We won't let you.
right. It's, it's a so I think the question we can ask whenever we tell a story, we try to connect with someone is, am I speaking to be seen in pain or to be a mirror for somebody else's light? And I think if that question is there with the intention, that no matter what the story is, it's there to create connection and purpose, not anything else.
100%. I like that. I think you answered your own question.
I did. 'Cause that's what happens in coaching, doesn't it? It just, you're like, oh dang, you're right. That's really interesting. Huh. Yep. So that's what coaching is.
So, Henri, tell me, how can people connect with you if they wanted to transform their life or walk in purpose? How can they reach you?
Through Instagram, you can also email me at henri@oliviaexpressions.com, but because I know it's a full word, but there will be a link below. But you can message, you can DM, you can email. I will answer. It will find me, because I think we each need this and deserve this. Actually, we each deserve this, to where we love every single day in our life, because purpose isn't a destination, it's a sensation. And if you get to live in that every day, there's no choice but joy and contribution, impact and legacy. And it's possible to go from this numbing survival mode to success and self-leadership and this lust for life. So if you want to talk, I cannot wait to unlock your inner superpower so you can make that happen for you.
Man, shoot, I'm about to sign up right now. I mean, wanting to find out how to. Um, but Henri, I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your light and being able to be a light that will transform people. Because we all have a purpose. Some of us are still looking for it and still searching. But once you find it and walk in it, life will never be the same. So thank you for coming.
So thank you for having me, and for anyone who's tuning in for the first time. Sam is phenomenal, and there's been more than once, more than I can count on my hand, that he has spoken and said something in our group that is so profound that we talk about it weeks later, because you have a superpower that really makes you think and unlock, and you're in the state of knowing rather than a state of doubt. So I'm truly honored for being here, and I'm so grateful that you found the group, that we found you, that we're in this together, because the world needs the both of us. It's
Thank
decided.
You. Yes, 100%.
So thank you.
So everyone, I want to thank you all for coming on here and share. Thank you for watching, first of all, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because we are on here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Live episodes, just sharing different, different, different people, different businesses, different everything. So it's just here to inspire you to live your abundant life. So we'll tune in next time. Comment if this resonates with you. Go ahead and share a comment if you something that stuck out to you, that clicked in your mind. Go ahead and comment or reach out to Henri. And we'll see you on the next episode of Be Inspired Podcast, where we're inspiring you to live the abundant life you deserve. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. See you next week.
Bye.